Ashley Rice.
I'm Lowell Rice.
And welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, you guys, we are going to be doing another vegan butter review, and I'm very excited because this is a fairly new brand that we've started seeing pop up like all over the place. And this is the Melt Organic Rich and Creamy Butter made from plants. And the reason that we are reviewing this on my channel is because I currently do have a going vegan challenge that is happening, and each month I encourage you, the viewers, to try something a little bit different and take something that normally isn't vegan in your life and change it for something that is vegan. So this month is butter. And for those of you who are currently participating in this challenge, let me know in the comments below how it's going for you so far. What have you tried to replace your normal butter? Have you just tried using coconut oil? Have you tried the various brands that are out there? Let me know all of that down below in the comments. But before we try out this butter, if you are new to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe and click the little bell down below so you can receive notifications for all my videos. I post every Tuesday through Saturday, and it's all vegan related content. Also, if you end up liking this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. So it's a good source of fat. You are getting half the saturated fat than your normal dairy butter. It is cholesterol free, which is very awesome. And it is high in omega-3s, which I really like about this. I think that's really cool. That is something that I wouldn't say to struggle to get on the vegan diet, but you have to be aware of it to make sure that you're getting like the right amount. It's also USDA organic, and of course there is no dairy in this, so if you are lactose intolerant or you notice that lactose messes you up in any way, I would definitely try some vegan butters. It might be the perfect route for you. It does contain coconut though, so for anyone who is allergic to coconut, you aren't going to want to use this one. It also has flaxseed, sunflower, palm fruit, and canola. So I do think it contains palm oil. Give me 1 second here. It actually contains the fruit, not necessarily the oil, and it is ethically sourced, which is something that's important for me. I don't do things that are not ethically sourced.
Specifically, it says sustainable, ethical palm fruit.
Yes. Oh, and it is also fair trade certified specifically for palm oil, and it is Rainforest Alliance certified and non-GMO and kosher.
So for those of you who haven't watched any of Ashley's videos before, I am not vegan. I'm not even vegetarian. I just tend to eat vegan at home with Ashley, and then eat as I will otherwise, or when we go out to eat. So I'm curious to try out a couple more vegan butters, see if there's any of them that get close enough flavor-wise as far as just right on bread.
I do like to bring in someone who is not vegan to try out these products with me, just so that they can give you an honest opinion as well of how it does compare to the regular source that you might get in an average diet. For me, the taste of butter really never meant anything, so I usually just need something that works well, and I found that a lot of vegan butters out there work pretty good comparatively, but I have heard that there are some people who really love the taste of butter, and so that's why I'm really glad you're here, so you can let people know like how it tastes compared to butter. So how we're gonna eat it today is we're just actually gonna put it on some bread right here. We just got this from Target.
Yeah, just a take and bake French bread from Target.
One thing to note, I am still a little bit sick. I got sick this past week, thank you very much. And
it hurt a lot harder than it hit me.
It hit me so much harder. I had to take off so much work. My taste might be a little bit off, so really we're going to rely on a lot of you telling us how it tastes. Texture-wise, I can tell you a lot of things still because texture is very important to me when I eat.
And I was raised by foodies, so I'm going to be nitpicky about flavor and texture.
He'll be real nitpicky. I have had this out of the fridge for a while. You can freeze this, which I think is pretty cool.
So this is what it looks like, kind of closer up there. Like Ashley said, this has been out of the fridge for a little while here. All right, let's see how this spreads. Yeah, it seems like maybe a little on the dense side. I grabbed a little too much butter here. But overall, spreads like, I don't know, this seems more like the whipped butter you sometimes get in those little containers. Or maybe more like the margarine I remember from growing up.
Okay. Think. Is this kind of salty, or is that the bread?
I think it's a little salty. Let me check the sodium content.
You guys, I never told you the nutrition information. So serving size is 1 tablespoon. You are getting 80 calories. Total fat is 9 grams. You are getting 3% of your daily value of sodium, so it's 85 milligrams of sodium. And everything else is basically 0. Oh, but you are getting 15% of your vitamin E. That's pretty cool. I think it's really smooth, honestly. As you're biting into it, it just feels like a really smooth butter.
It seems very much, like I was saying, it's spread kind of like those whipped butter pats, and I think that's probably what I would closest relate this to, flavor-wise. Again, my family used margarine sometimes when I was growing up, and it's kind of bringing back memories of that too. But I mean, it's good, but it's not like the craziest good that I've ever had, if that makes sense.
I mean, do you ever get the craziest good butter? I mean, is that a thing? For me, it's really flavorful, which is really surprising because a lot of things have been lacking flavor while I've been sick. But I can like actually taste this, which is pretty cool. If you got this at a restaurant and you put it on your toast, like your bread or whatever, like
honestly,
would you notice?
I wouldn't question it.
Because I'm just thinking a majority of people, that's really when you're having bread and butter together, is when you're at restaurants. It melts really nicely as well on some warm bread, and not even like extremely warm bread, but just warm.
From all the different oils that they mixed together for this and all the different flavors they got going into it, I'm not tasting any of the things it's actually sourced from distinctly. Like, I'm not tasting coconut or like palm oil or, I don't know, sometimes I can tell sunflower oil by the texture. Mm-hmm. But I'm not getting any one of those flavor notes distinctly. I think they did a really good job of blending them so that none of the source oils came through in the foreground.
So I guess the big question is, would you even think this was vegan butter, or would you think it was butter?
I think I'd be like, I don't think I would even question it. Like, most of the situations where I'm having butter, I wouldn't think to question it. I think there's a couple of situations where I might question this, but that's like in bougier restaurants. I can't pinpoint any specific differences between this and regular butter. The thing it's closest to, I think, is still that whipped butter, rather than just normal by the stick butter. But I mean, even within regular butter, there's a little difference in quality between unsalted and salted. Mm-hmm. And I think this is closer to the salted butter.
If you had to give this type of vegan butter a primary job, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I think this is pretty good as a spread. I think this would probably work pretty well for cooking too. I'd be curious to see how the difference in saturated to unsaturated fat content works out in cooking, since they do less saturated fat, and that can affect how something cooks.
So I'm actually on their website right now, and it turns out they do have butter sticks, and they also have a probiotic butter, which actually sounds pretty great, and I would actually kind of enjoy that, I think. However, I've not seen those ones in the stores near us. This is the only type that I've seen so far.
I think this is one of the vegan butters that's friendlier on the budget, if I remember right.
Okay guys, I can't find that information online. I think they recently just went through like a whole rebranding process, because I'm finding like versions of this, but they're older looking, like it's not the same design. So that might be why we're having such a hard time finding the price online. But once I do know the price of this in my local area, I will put that down in the description box. It might not show up for a while, so I'm sorry if it doesn't.
I like this one better than I initially gave it credit for. Mm-hmm. I was like, this tastes like cheap regular butter. I think that's what I meant by it.
This tastes like normal people butter is what you're saying.
Yeah, it tastes like normal people butter. I grew up with occasionally having the bougie kind.
Yeah. I would definitely get this again. I think this was honestly really rich and really creamy. I don't think they're lying when they say rich and creamy on the label. For me, like the flavors were very rich, and also it was really creamy, and it went down really smooth, and like I really enjoyed it texture-wise. I thought it was really, really great. And for being sick, I could still taste the flavors, which I really do appreciate because I'm someone who likes stronger flavors. I don't know if I would necessarily use this for cooking. I think I like the Earth Balance sticks a little bit better for cooking taste-wise, just because they're not so rich, and I don't want the butter to really
overpower the rest?
Yeah, overpower everything else. However, for a spread, I would 100% get this again. I think it works out beautifully that way. I would highly recommend, if you see this, definitely try it out. And then once you do try it out, let me know in the comments below what you thought about it as well. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know any of your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to hear what you thought about this butter, if you've tried it, if it's in your local area or anything like that. Make sure to leave it down below. Also, if you are new to my channel, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe and click the little bell down below to receive notifications for my future videos. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.